The allegations of torture by the Russians holding Ukrainian prisoners in the Taganrog facility, that's a small town near Rostov-on-Don. Rostov-on-Don is the city that was conquered by the Wagner mercenaries. It's the city that Liz Truss thought was in Ukraine when she was playing chicken with Sergei Lavrov. And it's a city that I know. And it's a city enshrined in literature and quite flows the Don and all that sort of stuff. So it's so central to the story at the moment. It just throws again into perspective the absurdity and the uselessness of our former Prime Minister and former Foreign Secretary Liz Truss. And the Russian guards constantly threatening and intimidating and beating the detainees, the beating in the kidneys, in the chest, given electric shocks, daily inspections, interrogation, shoutings, and being underfed, being injured, being denied medical care. All of this is evidence of torture and evidence effectively of a war crime, and none of this comes as any great surprise to me. And again, once again, this demonstrates this is not about, it's 6 of these and half a dozen of those. This is about good and evil. And it seems to me to be blatantly clear that the Kremlin side is falling deeper and deeper into evil. Of course, it can always climb out of that pit if it chooses to. It only takes a few good people to say no. But they have to say no. Even Putin could climb out himself. But they are being dragged down deeper and deeper. And the level and the manifestation of evil is becoming more and more evident. The attacks on civilian homes. The other day I was talking to a person in Lviv, and he's preparing to move house. And you just think, you live with this. It's the Blitz spirit, isn't it? You live with this. And we must admire that spirit, that determination. We were talking and suddenly we were cut off, and he rang back and says, a power cut, with a sort of shrug, as if it's nothing. But it is something. And all of that is imposed on the people of Ukraine by these demons from the Kremlin. And you remember that wonderful scene in the animated film of Anastasia, the 20th Century Fox film, where the demons take hold of the carriage and those sort of green demons sort of move in to the story, and they're controlled by Rasputin. But Rasputin is not himself evil. Rasputin has sold his soul to the devil. Great scene. And you think, well, yeah, that's sort of fairy story. It is in a way. It's sort of metaphorical understanding of evil, rather like thinking of Satan. But evil is the way that we slip away from the good. Evil is about the absence of good, and the further and further that we get from the good, the more and more we spiral out of control. The good is what anchors us in this life. We have to cling to the good.